Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about the winter season that we are currently in. That is December 2022 moving into January and February of 2023. If this sounds like something that you are interested in, stick around. We'll be diving into those energies and wrapping up with a tarot pull for the collective, so stick around. Alright, so I'm a wee bit late getting this video out there, but we have 2 more months left in the winter season, and I felt like with the kind of powerful energies of 2023 that if you're tuned in at all, you are already starting to feel the effects. I felt like it was important to just, discuss what's going on in the energetic landscape. So coming out of December 2022, guys, just the year, the year 2022, what am I saying, 21, 20, 2019, we have been on what feels like an energetic and emotional roller coaster. And I'm happy to say, at least for a lot of us, I know myself, December was a very healing month. It really felt like for a lot of us in the collective, a lot of emotions, traumas, hurts, just all the muck that we had been stuffing and shoving down for years, you guys, years. I'm not talking about stuff, recent stuff. No, I'm talking about this past December. I hope you felt it. And we're still kind of feeling the residual energy that we passed through. And we're also still in the winter season, which in itself, the winter season is a time that we naturally slow down, retreat, reflect. There's less light. Our days are shorter, and we're naturally inclined to go inward, evaluate, and then we have the new year and all the hype of New Year's resolutions and all that jazz. And I encourage you to don't get so caught up in feeling like you have to come up with all these big goals and plans of things that you're going to do, like lose weight, all the resolutions. I'm going to join a gym. I'm not saying that that's necessary, but what I am saying is that the winter season in general, and this winter season in particular, is a transformational one. We are moving through a cycle of energy that we haven't moved through in years. So if you're feeling like you've got, like I said, just muck is what I like to call it, emotional muck. If you feel like you have a lot of emotional muck that you have been shoving down for years and years, possibly even since childhood, not only is the energy supportive of you allowing that muck to come up and be released, you are also very energetically supported at this time for that work. And I want to talk about that just a little bit. So the month of December, numerologically, was a number 9 in a universal 6 year. So the energy of the number 6 is all about balance and harmony and love and nurturing. Those are some of the positive aspects and attributes of the 6. And on the flip side, 6 is also about commitment and responsibility, taking care of yourself and standing your ground to take care of yourself, not at the expense of others. So it's an energy if you've been a doormat and focusing on everyone except for yourself. It's an energy that's going to bring that to light. It's going to mirror that and reflect that back to you. So some of the downsides of working through that energy can be the intense, polarized energy that we are seeing right now around us. And then we had the energy of the 9 in the month of December, which is all about completion, endings, culmination. It's also an energy that carries the frequency of the humanitarian. So it's an energy that pulls you to reflect, retreat, maybe even celebrate your accomplishments in everything that you have been through. And in that reflection, also encouraging you to look outward from a humanitarian aspect and reflect on the world, your community, your family, the collective at large. So all of those energies together with, like I said, what needs to be released, the self-care, the things that you need to be paying attention to within yourself that need addressing and releasing and reflecting on were reflected back to you, kind of like a mirror. So what does that mean moving through this month of January and into February of this year? Well, I say that the energies and the cycle of energy that we are moving through is very powerful and transformative because December was a 9, November was an 8. You guys remember November? November was kind of like the rumbling and stirring before the big muck releasing that occurred in December. So we had the 8 in November, the 9 in December, and right now, this January that we're in right now, we've moved back into a universal 8 month. And the energy of 8, what it asks us to do is go deep. 8 energy wants to go deep and master and go deep, master, mentor, and kind of claim the abundance that is there and available for us. So this month, if you are trying to spread yourself too thin, go in a lot of different directions, the 8 energy is going to be calling you back in, asking you to focus, go deep yet again, because I feel like there's more work to do. What it feels like for me is that the universe is giving us one more sweep to really get all that muck out. I feel like this is the final sweep to prepare us for the wonderful possibilities and opportunities and transformational nature of the universal 7 energy that we are moving through in 2023. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into that energy. I am going to be posting another video that is specific to the energy of 2023. So really want to just focus on the winter energies that we are moving through. So with January being an 8 energy, once again, so like I said, November was an 8, December was a 9, and now we're back in that 8 energy for this whole month of January. And the 8 energy is an energy that is asking us to go deep. Not wide. This isn't an energy that is asking us to kind of this isn't an energy that is asking us to spread ourselves thin with all of the things outside in the world that may be vying for our attention. No, 8 energy is about devotion, commitment, kind of honing in on one thing and really understanding it from a deep level. The month of January we're also still in Capricorn season until the end of the month. Well, almost to the end of the month. I think it ends on January 20th. If I'm wrong, I'll put that on screen here, but Capricorn is an energy that is very structured, very focused, very practical. So during this month, you may be feeling the need to, instead of setting all these goals that as a society we are led to believe that we have to do with our New Year's resolution, joining the gym, lose weight, eat better, go to bed earlier, get more sleep, all these things. And those are not bad things. It's good to have goals. But I feel like the energy of this January is asking us to slow it down just a bit. Don't be pressured to try and start something new. Actually, January and February, January is an 8, February is a 9, and like I said, I feel like this is kind of that like final sweep of bringing up the muck. So if you work through a lot of release and really felt emotional this last November and December, I just want to prepare you that we're not quite out of the woods yet. So during this month, take it slow, go easy on yourself, be gentle. If you must take on something new, take inspiration from the energy of 8 and try to just focus on one thing. Don't spread yourself too thin. I also think a great way to utilize this practical Capricorn energy this month is to start looking ahead and start thinking of, as you're working through all and you're clearing all these old emotions and possibly traumas, start thinking about what it is that you would now like to call into your life. Hopefully, all the work that you've been doing and of the releasing and letting go of things that are no longer serving you during this season, hopefully you're feeling a little bit lighter and like you have the space and the capacity to start focusing in on what it is that you truly want. What do you want to bring into your life and see grow? Start thinking of what that might look like. Start envisioning a framework for how you can work whatever that is into your life. It's okay to start setting goals for that and taking small steps towards moving in that direction. But I caution you to not go full throttle just yet. And I say that because we are going to be moving in February into another 9-month. And I feel like this 9-month, like December, like I said, this is the final sweep. Lots of that muck came up in November and December. We're bringing more of it up. Not as much, and hopefully you're feeling like it's moving and you're clearing and you're releasing it more quickly than you did in November. But I caution you that February, we're not going to be quite out of the woods yet. We're going to have what I feel is going to be that final push in February, another releasing, another letting go. So some things that you can do to kind of calibrate your mindset for the next 2 months. Like I said, focus on what it is that you want to bring in to your life. What does it feel like? And really focus in on feeling the feels. So that's my biggest advice to you for the next 2 months as we move through this 8 energy in Capricorn, as we move through this 8 energy in Capricorn into the 9 energy of February, which I forgot to mention is in the sign of wonderful Aquarius. And I really feel like Aquarius energy is going to feel inspirational and refreshing for us this February. So the month of February is going to be a little bit paradoxical. Is that a word? I feel like we're going to be kind of torn and our emotions might be a little bit up and down, like we're on a roller coaster throughout the month of February, because like I said, that's going to be kind of that final clearing, that final release to get rid of the muck. And we're already probably mid-February is where I would say we're going to start feeling the 1 energy of March coming in. And I'm not going to get too far into that in this video, but that energy is going to feel amazing. So that is something to set your sights on and look forward to. So before I leave you guys today, I just want to do a reading, pull some cards for those of you watching in the collective on some themes and advice for how to navigate the energies for the remainder of this winter season. All right, so let's see what we've got here. All right, hopefully this is in focus. And here we have the 5 of Wands. 5 being all about change, transformation, and it's in the suit of Wands, which I always think of the suit of Wands as having to do with our core, our energy of what motivates us, what drives us, our passions, our soul purpose. So you can see pictured here on the card, we have this woman here, and it's almost like she is just like a chessboard, like she's playing a game of chess and she's contemplating her next move. How fitting. So January and February, the remainder of this winter season, we know we're heading towards change. I've talked about the transformation and the release that we are still moving through. And with the added layer of that 8 energy, which is about feeling into our heart and our soul and our purpose, and really evaluating what it is that motivates us, what drives us, where do we want to go, where do we want to move into and expand into this year. All right, I'm going to pull, let's pull another card here. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, and okay, so I've pulled the Hierophant, another 5, you guys. So boy, both of these cards are just letting us know that we are going through a transformational period, a period of change. And what I love about the Hierophant is typically associated with a knowledgeable figure, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader. So this tells me that as a collective, through the months of January and February, not only are we going to be evaluating what it is, where we want to go, what motivates us, what drives us, what do we feel is our soul purpose. We are going to be looking for spiritual guidance and spiritual leaders and teachers. This tells me that some activities that you can do for the remainder of the winter season, things like meditation, yoga, journaling, any type of activity that allows you to connect with your inner guidance, connect with your guides. Any of those spiritual practices are going to be great for giving you insight and support through this change, transformation. That's one thing I want to note about the 5 energy is transformation. It doesn't always feel good, you guys. Think about the transformation from a caterpillar into a butterfly. It's almost like, well, it's not almost like the caterpillar literally has to experience death, at least in that form, so that it can transform into something new. So that's once again why I said the energies of February are probably going to feel a little bit paradoxical. You're going to feel some moments, I mean, you know you're transforming, you know you're being you're having a rebirth into a new level, a new existence, a new timeline, however you want to understand and digest that. But at the same time, it doesn't feel so good. It's not always going to feel so good, and it's not always going to be so easy to let go. So I'm going to pull one more card here before I let you guys go. So just really focus in on what your anchor is. I'm bringing that up. I did a tarot reading for a friend earlier today, and she is about to, her and her family, I love this, what they're doing, but they are getting ready to, they've been renovating a sailboat, and they are getting ready to go out on the ocean and live on their sailboat for several months. And she's trying to kind of figure out how to continue her business since her life is going to be kind of unpredictable for the near future. So the card that came up for her was the 6 of Swords, and it literally had a picture of a cloud over the ocean with a string tied, with an anchor on a string tied to a star, and the cloud was tethered to that string for stability. So find something is what I'm trying to get to. Find something this season, this winter season, that you can tether to, that will keep you centered and keep you balanced. What does that look like for you? I can't answer that personally because we're all different, but for you it might look like meditation, yoga. It could be a hobby like reading, sewing. It's kind of hard to garden in the winter, but I don't know, there could be something outdoors, but you get what I'm saying. Find something this season that you can tether yourself to and use as an anchor. So when things seem kind of out of control, out of balance, you have that thing that you can come back to. All right, I'm going to leave us with one final card. All right, and the final card that I've pulled for us here is the Seven of Swords. And here that we can see this snake-like creature. Sorry for the glare here. These cards are really shiny. We have this snake-like woman creature whose body is made of flowers. So she looks very, very, very appealing at first glance. But you can see here, she has taken one of the eggs here, and she is trying to go unnoticed, I feel, with the camouflage of the flowers. So the number 7, which is the universal year that we are currently in, has to do with, once again, it's that going inward, evaluating, reflective energy of going with your gut and your passion and your soul purpose. But the way the 7 and 5 are very connected in that way, in that they're both very transformational energies that involve some type of change, disruption, change that evolves out of some type of disruption. And the disruption here in the Suit of Swords means it has to do with the mind. It has to do with our thoughts, with communication, with words. So the way the message of this card is coming across, I feel, is to be aware of your thoughts, your words. I'm going to bring these cards back up. Be aware of your thoughts and words, and be aware of the thoughts and words of others. Actually, I think it's of others that I feel like this card is speaking to most, because maybe this is you here. These are your eggs. And we have this figure here who has dressed themselves up, this serpent figure who has dressed themselves up, tried to make themselves look pretty with the intent of stealing one of your eggs. So I look at this as stealing your joy, stealing your thunder. So I think this is a word, once again, of caution, to be aware of the communication, the words. I know we're not out of the woods yet with this heightened dualistic collective energy that we are currently in. So I feel like the message of this card is to stay out of it. Stay out of it. Focus on yourself. Focus inward on what your next move What is that energy? What is the feeling that you want to bring in? And seeking guidance to help you. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I will be posting another video soon that will be covering the Universal Year 7 energy and what is energetically in store for us throughout 2023. Once again, thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.